Hi, my name is Tim O'Brien, and in this video, I'm going to share with you some presentation tips that will make your presentations pop when you're up in front of the room. I want to share with you what I think are 3 really important things you want to keep in mind when you're making presentations. And then I want to share with you with 3 things that I know are the kiss of death when it comes to presentations. Okay, let's focus first on what we want to do to make our presentations pop more. Here's the first thing. We want to prepare. You're like thinking to yourself, you're kidding me, right? That's what you're talking about? I'm telling you right now, most people are too lazy to put in the time it takes to create a great presentation. I don't want you to be underwhelmed by the simplicity of this message of preparing. I want you to think about this. Years ago, I heard Zig Ziglar say, there's only 3 primary colors, yet look what Michelangelo did with them. There's only 7 notes, but yet we listen to Beethoven hundreds of years later. There's only 10 digits, 1 through 10, but the world is free because of what Einstein could do with them. John 3:16, the most quoted scripture in the Bible, 26 words, 21 single syllable. The Gettysburg Address, maybe the greatest speech in American history, 242 words, 202 single syllable. The guy that spoke before Lincoln, he spoke for 4 hours. Who was it? Just for the record, it was the governor of Pennsylvania. So I don't want you to think just because I share something that's simple, that somehow it's not important. Simple good, complex bad. Our ability to take the simple is what creates the magic when we put it into play consistently. So you got to prepare. You got to sit down. You got to do the research. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to know what their interests are. You got to think of relevant stories and quotes and information that they want to hear. That's step 1. Step 2, don't provide people data. Provide them information. Anybody can provide data. Your audience can find data all over the internet. The key is to provide them information. Guys, I want you to do this when you're preparing your presentation. I want you to say to yourself, if I were sitting in the audience, would I be interested in what I'm hearing? You know, when I sat down to write my second book, The Power of Personal Branding, Creating Celebrity Status with Your Target Audience, I'm telling you, every time I sat down to write a chapter, a section, a page, I'm not overstating it. I thought to myself, okay, what would I want to hear in this section if I were in the audience that I think, or I was a reader, that I think would really, really be interesting to me? And when I did that, I think I wrote a really interesting and compelling book. Number 3, this is the hardest part for a lot of people, stand for something. I remember in 2008, I was coaching an executive at a publicly traded company. And I said to him, look, this is your opportunity. You really want to stand out from the crowd. When you go to make these presentations in front of all these people, you have the title of CEO. They're really going to be interested in what you have to say. Don't play it safe. Who cares if you're wrong? I mean, you're not committing any kind of a crime, or you're not doing something that's going to, damn your career. But take a stand. Tell people, this is what I think needs to happen. This is where I think things need to go. This is why I think what happened. And he would share with me things that I thought were really smart and innovative, but when he got out there, played it safe. Super guy, unbelievably effective and a successful executive, but we're just afraid of taking a stand because in the event it doesn't go the right way, we're so afraid of what people will say. Who cares? Does it really matter? So take a stand. So on the do side, you want to put pop in your presentations? Number 1, prepare. Number 2, provide information, not just data. If you're sitting in the audience, what would you want to hear that you thought was interesting? And number 3, take a stand. Go out on a ledge, because if you're right and if you're memorable, you can transform your career. Now, it doesn't mean if you're wrong that you'll destroy your career. Truth of the matter is, people will probably forget it. 3 quick don'ts, they're the kiss of death. First, don't use gratuitous foul language. Look, I'm not a goody two-shoes, okay, by any stretch of the imagination. But you don't know your audience, everybody in your audience. I mean, what if you have people in there who are particularly religious and they find foul language to be offensive, right? It's not necessary. You don't need it. If you've got good content, you don't need the shock value of foul language. Yeah, you'll get some easy laughs, but for the most part, it's not going to add any significant value. Number 2, do not disparage other people. Do not elevate your brand by putting other people down. It's not necessary. Build your brand based upon your own track record and your own accomplishment. And number 3, I'm going to beg you, from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to beg you. If you have PowerPoints, slides, do not read your presentation. It's the kiss of death. When you put those slides up, people can read them for themselves. They don't need you to take them through the slides. What they need you to do is add color. Bring those slides to life with stories, information, statistics, and quotes. So, 3 kiss of deaths when it comes to presentations. Number 1, no gratuitous foul language, not necessary. Number 2, don't put other people down and disparage people and try to elevate your brand by making other people look bad. And number 3, if you have PowerPoint slides, it's against the law. Do not read your PowerPoint slides, okay? Do those 6 things. Pay attention to those 6 things and watch how much your message resonates with your target audience. And there's nothing that establishes personal brand credibility than great presentations.